1924. Among the batch of our heroic national athletes who represented the flag in Tokyo is the first Filipino boxer to qualify for the Olympics. And tonight, the fighting pride of Iloilo, Irish Magno, joins us live to talk about her Olympics experience. Maayong gabi, Irish. Maayong gabi, Irish. Alright, naririnig ba tayo ni Irish? Or nag-freeze ang kanyang video? Oo, parang nag-freeze. Ayan, yan. Tingnan natin. Irish, naririnig mo ba kami? Okay, audio naman ang ating problema ngayon. Nakikita na natin siyang gumagalaw, Mela, pero audio naman. Ito. Yan, okay.
Hello po, sir.
Hello.
Magandang gabi po.
Magandang gabi.
Hello, idol.
Magandang gabi, Idol. Maraming salamat at nasamahan mo kami ngayong gabi. Okay, unang-una, congratulations, syempre. You're going down in history sa itong batch ng boxers na to. Grabe yung mga pinagagagawa nyo dyan sa Tokyo. Kwento mo naman sa amin, Irish, ano yung pakiramdam nung unang salta mo dyan sa Olympics? I mean, it's an experience na hindi nararamdaman ng maraming tao, hindi mararanasan ng maraming tao yan. Pero ikaw, nakatungtong ka dyan at lumaban ka para sa bayan.
Una sa lahat, sir, sobrang proud sa happy po ako na i-represent po sa buong mundo po yung Philippine flag po natin. So, sobrang blessed lang po at happy na makalaro po ako dito sa Tokyo Olympics po.
Well, Irish, first time mo dyan sa Olympics, no? Ano naman ding pakiramdam na nung nandyan ka na, nakapagbigay ka rin ng panalo sa ating bayan at sa mga Pilipino?
Nako, nag-freeze din yata uli. Si Irish, yung tinatanong mo, yung panalo niya sa round of 32, ano? Nung tinalo niya yung Kenyan na boxer. And then, sumunod na laban, yung nakalaban niya, yung Thai fighter na madalas niyang nakakasparing nung nagte-training sila sa Thailand. Pero yun po yung isa sa mga matinding nangyari sa atin sa mga boksingero natin. Lahat po yan, sila Yumir, si Carlo, tsaka si Nesty nanalo, at si Irish Magno nanalo rin dun sa ating first round, round of 32. Alright, Irish, tinatanong ni Mela. Ano nga yung sabi mo, Mela?
Well, first time niya kasi sa Olympics, boom. So, ano ba yung pakiramdam ng first timer sa Olympics at nakapagtala agad ng panalo para sa bayan?
Una, na-excite po ako, saka yan lang ang inano ko na wag lang masyadong i-ano yung pressure sa sarili ko. So, in-enjoy ko lang po talaga. Kaya, yun po yung naging resulta po ng unang laban po namin naging maganda po. Kasi yun po yung sabi sa amin na enjoy lang po yung moment na andito po kami sa Tokyo Olympics po.
At kami rin, nag-i-enjoy kami dito sa Pilipinas na nanonood sa inyo. Irish, you know, veterano ka na pagdating sa SEA Games, sa Asian, nagmedalya ka na, nag-bronze ka na, nag-silver ka na. Siyempre, the Olympics, ibang usapan yan. Pero in terms of the format ng labanan, halos pareho lang yan di ba? Na sunod-sunod yung mga laban nyo. Gaano kahirap yan para sa mga manonood na hindi sanay sa ganong tournament format? Anong kailangan na conditioning at pahinga para dyan sa ganyang klaseng format na labanan na halos every other day nakikipaglaban ka?
Sabi nga sir na kailangan talaga is disiplina po. Yun po yung kailangan po talaga sa lahat. Lalo na po sa amin, lalo na pag kailangan po ng timbang po namin. Every fight po kasi need po namin mag-check ng timbang. So, kailangan maintain po, disiplina po sa pagkain at sa pahinga po. Tuwing may laban po kami, may limit lang po yung gamit ng cellphone. Kinukuha po yan ni coach para makapag-focus po kami at makapagpahinga para pagdating ng laban is condition po kami.
Pati pala cellphone, iniisip niya ngayon yan, para walang distraction, Mela?
Grabe yung mga disiplina ng ating mga atleta. And ayun nga, ang dami nilang pinagdaanan, yung fatigue, yung araw-araw halos na laro. Pero sa kabila niyan, ang dami magandang balita, lalo na sa mga boksingero natin. So, Irish, bilang teammate naman, nila Nesty, nila Yumir, and ni Carlo, ano naman yung pakiramdam mo kung baga gaano kang ka-proud sa mga teammates mo as well as sa boxing program ng Philippines ngayon?
Sobrang
Okay, sandali. Nag-freeze ulit si Irish. Hintayin natin makabalik. Ang ganda pa naman nung
Oo nga,
gusto ko pa naman malaman yung sagot niya dun sa katanungan mo. Kasi, kumbaga, meron tayong bronze. Assured na tayo ng silver. Humahabol pa tayo ng gold. At bukas po yung laban na yan ni Carlo Paalam. So, yan ang gusto natin malaman. Okay, yung tanong mo, Mela.
And Irish, yun nga, ang dami yung pinagdaanan ngayong Olympics, no? Yung pagod, di ba, yung fatigue. So, sa kabila no, napakarami yung success na nakamit para sa Pilipinas, as a team. So, gaano kang ka-proud sa iyong mga teammates, especially sila Nesty, sila Yumir, si Carlo, and sa buong programa ng boxing sa Pilipinas?
sobrang proud po ako sa kanila, ma'am, kasi boxing, todo suporta po talaga ako sa kanila every time na may lumalaban po sa kanila. So, parang ako hindi ko inisip na natalo ako kasi andyan yung mga kasamahan ko na nagbibigay pa rin po at nagbibigay pa rin po sila ng karangalan sa bansa natin. Kaya nagpapasalamat ako at gusto ko na i-push yung dahil sa support ako, gusto ko i-push po sila para tuloy-tuloy po yung laban. Para gusto ko po iparamdam sa kanila na andito ako na sumusuporta sa kanila. Kaya sa todo sigaw talaga ako pag tuwing lumalaban sila, ma'am. Kaya doon ko lang maipakita yung suporta ko sa kanila. Kaya sobrang nakaka-proud po talaga na naging part po ako nitong Olympics sa boxing po.
Irish, gusto ko sundan yung tanong ni Mela. Nakausap ko si Coach Don Abnet at saka si Sir Ed Picson, of course, ang Secretary General ng ABAP. Sinabi nila napaka-special ng batch na to. Si Don Abnet, napakataas nung sinasabi niya. Bakit ba? Anong bonding meron itong batch na to? Bakit napaka-special? Not only the boxers, pati yung mga coaches.
Kasi sir, yun nga yung sinasabi sa akin na sa boxing kasi is hindi lang sabi na magkakaibigan o ano. Parang sir, isang pamilya kami. Ang turing po namin sa mga nakakataas po sa amin is mga nanay na namin, tatay na namin. So, ganun din sila. So, parang andun po yung respeto po namin sa bawat isa po. Kaya siguro nagiging matatag at matibay po yung samahan namin sa boxing dahil po yun sa disiplina din po na pinaparamdam po nila sa akin.
Okay, Mela, mabilis lang. Irish, mabilis lang kami ni Mela. Curious kami. Anong next para kay Irish Magno? Nako, doon pa tayo na parang sinuspense pa tayo, no, Mela?
Kung ano nga abangan
parang
natin.
ikaw, sabi niya, pag-uwi na lang daw natin pag-usapan. Alright, si Irish Magno yung ating nakausap. What a pleasure. What a big honor for us to have her here on the game. I don't know kung kasama pa ba natin si Irish. Okay, one last. Irish, nandiyan ka pa ba? Okay, anong next para sa'yo?
Yes, sir. Sa akin, sir, tuloy-tuloy lang po yung laban natin at ang pinag-aandaan po namin next po nito is yung SEA Games po. Sana po doon makasungkit man po tayo ng gintong medalya kasi sabi ko nga sa sarili ko, walang ginto hanggat walang ginto. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang laban, sir.
Okay, excited kami para dyan at syempre aabangan namin yan pati 2024 sa Paris. Irish Magno, maraming salamat at mabuhay ka. Good luck sa ating mga boxers, especially kay Carlo bukas.
Maraming salamat po at thank you po sa suporta nyo. Ipagdasal po natin si Carlo Paalam po para po sa finals na po. Go for gold po tayo bukas.
Lagi namin kayo pinagdadasal. Maraming salamat and we'll see you when you get back. Okay, Pilipinas, we have one more chance for an Olympic gold inside the boxing ring. So be sure to watch Carlo Paalam one more time in the men's flyweight finals tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Now on to Olympic golf. Our country's tandem of Yuka Saso and Bianca Pagdanganan are still in the medal race after finishing round 3 of the women's individual competition earlier today. After 3 rounds, Yuka Saso is currently tied at 20th place after scoring a 4 under par 67 to move up the leaderboard. The U.S. Women's Open champion rode 5 birdies for her best finish so far in the competition. Meanwhile, Pagdanganan scored a second straight 71 and is currently sitting at 29th place. Now, both golfers will continue their quest for a medal finish in round 4 of the competition tomorrow at 6:30 a.m.
We're definitely praying for them too. Now, after the break, we'll break down the possible matchups for the 2021 PVL Open Conference Semifinals beginning this Sunday. So stay tuned. You're watching The Game. You're still watching The Game alongside Melatuna. I'm Boom Gonzalez. We are down to the last playing day for the elimination round that's happening tomorrow of the 2021 PVL Open Conference. Now, following the crucial win of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans versus the Petro Gazz Angels, just right now, like seconds ago, they just won. They secure the number 2 position. Now, the top 4 teams that will advance to the semifinals on Sunday are the Creamline Cool Smashers, followed by the just winning Choco Mucho Flying Titans, the Chery Tiggo crossovers are number 3, and the Petro Gazz Angels. And it is time for us to break down the possible semifinal matchups come this Sunday. And might as well have Melatuna break it down for us. There's nobody better to do it.
Grabe naman.
Whether it's on Twitter or live. Pero we're going to use a different language. Okay.
I can.
Sige. Okay. 4 teams. Yun na yung probable na, hindi na siya probable. Yun na yung matchup.
Yeah.
Ano? So what happened, mga kababayan, kakapanalo lang ng Choco Mucho over Petro Gazz like maybe 30 seconds before we went back on air. So that sets the matchups. If I'm not mistaken, Creamline will be number 1. Petro Gazz will be number 4. Siyempre, iniiwasan lahat yung number 1. And then, maglalaban ng Choco Mucho at saka Chery Tiggo na hindi pa naglalaban. Mela, bukas pa lang. I'm doing that game. What should I expect in that game tomorrow?
For Choco Mucho and Chery Tiggo.
Yun muna. Sige, yun muna tayo.
Yeah, it will be very interesting kasi nga hindi pa natin sila nakita maglaban. Tapos mukhang ang mangyayari pa ay back-to-back games sila this weekend dahil after nyan, semifinals naman nila on Sunday. Pero for me personally, it's a very interesting matchup because it's a battle of super potent middle attackers, middle blockers, diba? We have Jaja and Micah Ortiz who's been doing so good for for Chery Tiggo. They're the ones who are really rallying their team. And then sa kabila naman, we have Maddie and Bea. Kilala rin natin sila bilang magaling na mga middles. Pero parang hindi pa natin nakikita yung full parang explosive na laro nilang dalawa. Pero in the last game against Creamline, medyo mukhang peaking at the right time na, especially si Maddie, because in the early parts of the season, si Bea palaging one of the highest pointers for Choco Mucho. So, mukhang yung timing din maganda just in time for this big matchup between, you know, the towers of Chery Tiggo and then the towers also of Choco Mucho.
Ang tanong dito about tomorrow is whether maglalaro ng matindi yung dalawa.
Yes.
Kasi because again of the schedule, sabi mo nga, Sunday magsisimula na. So we might see some players resting, we might see some bench players playing. Okay, that aside, let's go to the matchups now.
Okay.
It will be Creamline versus Petro Gazz. Tama?
right.
1 versus 4. What are
1
your
4.
thoughts? Nanalo na ang Creamline dyan, di ba? 4 sets
4
before,
sets.
right? Okay.
Well, yung matchup na yun kasi isa yun sa mga unang nagpakaba sa atin this conference. A lot of people have been claiming na finals, kumbaga finals prediction daw yung 1 and 4, yung Petro Gazz and Creamline. Pero ang nangyayari kasi recently medyo shaky si Creamline. Although they managed naman to win the game, so yung maturity nila nandun pa rin talaga, yung pagka-veterana ng lineup nila. I mean, even their support players are parang veteran maglaro eh. Like when you pull of people, kasi magkaiba yun eh na bubulot ka ng tao, malakas siya, pero pag crunch time, medyo tumitiklo. Pero yung mga bench players ng Creamline are, alam mo, mga subok na ng mga athletes,
Right.
very mature, like sila Tots Carlos, Pao
Yep.
Soriano, di ba? For Petro Gazz naman, natalo sila nung eliminations. Medyo sila yung shaky nung early parts pa nung conference. Pero recently, sobrang ganda ng ginagalaw nila. They are very consistent din in terms of producing numbers for their teams. I mean, lahat ng tao nila very consistent, especially in their game yesterday. Parang for the longest period dito sa liga, hindi natin nakita si Bagyong Pablo na talaga nagkaroon ng breakout game. It's just yesterday. Like, for me personally, yun yung best game niya this season. So, tignan natin kung sino yung maganda rin yung gising talaga bukas kasi si Creamline, dalawang 5-setter din yung nilaro. So, interesting to see that matchup.
The Chery, Tiggo, Choco, Mucho matchup, obviously, yan ay magiging matchup. Magiging basihan ba yung game bukas sa tingin mo? Or
For Sunday.
for the real matchup? Magkakaamuyan ba? Ano bang tingin mo mangyayari dyan?
Actually, hindi ko rin alam kung ano magiging discarte ni Coach O. Kasi kumbaga, no bearing na yung game bukas eh. Win or lose for Choco Mucho or Chery Tiggo, sila na yung magkakaharap for the semis on Sunday. So I'm not sure kung ipapahinga sila or bakbakan na agad bukas. But nonetheless, I think paglalaroin pa rin yung mga starters natin. Kung gaano katagal yun ang hindi natin alam. Pero kung ganun man yung mangyari, mukhang mas may advantage si Chery Tiggo because again, yung lineup din nila mas kumbaga mas full pack and mas veterano din even yung mga bench
Tapos
nila.
nakapagpahinga pa today.
Oo.
Baka, alam mo, minsan, baka yan pa yung maging factor dyan. Yung mga 2-3, laging ano yan eh, no? Laging very exciting yan, alright? We'll have more volleyball talk. When we return, more is in store for you guys. Our PVL Open Conference semifinals coverage, of course. Mela Tunay and fresh na fresh, Mosey Ravena share their hottest takes in our semifinal edition of Super Spike or Monster Block. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. We're back here at the game, and believe it or not, but by this time next week, we will finally know who will be the first ever champions of the first and only professional volleyball league in the Philippines as we get ourselves ready for the big PVL weekend. And before any team can snatch the crown, it's time for us to play the semifinals edition of Super Spike or Monster Block. Humahabol, of course, with the OG Super Spiker, fresh from the game mula Ilocos Norte, dumiretso dito, Mozi Ravena. And our very own Monster Blocker, Mela Tunay. Grabe, the game just ended. We appreciate it. The game just ended and she makes it clutch na lagi. Clutch na clutch.
Isang baba lang nandito.
Okay.
Elma Muras.
Okay, sige. Let's get to it right away. Unahin na kita, partner, sa ating mga hot takes. Okay, the first hot take. You know the name of the game, so we will not go through it. Mozi and Mela will have their own takes and will defend their takes. Eliza Valdez is back to her peak form. Super Spike or Monster Block and defend.
Kasi dapat opposite siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Ganun ba yun?
Bawal
Dapat,
umulit.
dapat.
That's
Oh,
right.
sige, sige.
So, yung super
Okay,
spike
tignan
ako,
natin.
yes. And
right.
knowing,
Doon ka sa safe.
you know why. And ano. And then, obviously, Eliza, I mean, like, in the beginning, maganda na yung laro niya, but eventually, no, nakita natin siya develop and especially tuwan-tuwa tayo that yung floor defense niya is much improved version, di ba?
Ina-atake nga nila di ba?
Oo, except for that one game nga na siya sobra, pero sobra naman. So anyway, again, super spike sa akin yan.
Mela, what is your take?
Bakit naman ako
Nagzo-zoom in ang camera sa'yo.
Sige, for me, Monster Block dahil unang-una wala akong choice. Pangalawa, siguro for me personally, hindi naman nawala sa peak si Eliza. Like, even in this season, parang bumaba man yung percentage niya na game. Siyempre, tao lang, alam mo yun. Hindi naman, if you're arguably the best player in the league, lahat talaga abangan ka. So, feeling ko sa percentage lang nagkakatalo. Pero hindi siya nawala sa peak. She's still the one who delivers for her team. So, yun, Monster Block.
Alam mo, maganda rin sagot yan. Monster Block, hindi pa nagpipik. Yan, pwede yan.
Ako
Sa
yun.
finals
pa lang.
Actually, pinag-isipan ko
Sige na
yun.
nga, sige na nga. Okay, di naman ako kasali. Den Lazaro Revilla, ikaw na maunahin ko, partner. Den Lazaro Revilla is the most important piece for Choco Mucho. Nakakapanalo lang. Big win yun over Petro, Gazz, Angel. Sige, mag-isip ka, Mozi. Ikaw,
Sige, tita. Ano ako love ko si Tita Mozi Tiger Power sabi ko, alam ko super spec sasagot Tita Mozi. Sige, Monster Block ako, tita.
Okay.
Siguro,
Alam niya. Ano namang klase ito?
oo, ganito talaga yung mga Tigers.
Okay, game. Sige.
Si Den Lazaro Revilla, a very big factor for the team. But for me, siguro the biggest would be Dina Wong.
Okay.
Kasi yung mga magiging decisions niya in game will be very crucial. And I think also, because of the good games that Den have been playing, hindi na siya yung tatargetin ng mga, ng mga kalaban niya. So, iiwas as much as they can. So, up to Dina kung paano niya di-discard yan.
Parang ikaw umiiwas sa mga responsibilidad at sagot.
I love you.
Mozi, ikaw. Sige, game.
You know naman, na believer talaga ako
Yes.
na si Den talaga yung catalyst nitong team na to. And yan, the big ate that they didn't have last time. So, syempre, super
Okay. Short and sweet. I like it. Myla Pablo, you mentioned her earlier, pero unahin ko si Mozi dito. Myla Pablo will have a monster semis. When it counts, semis. Kasi mabigat yun, Okay.
Well,
What do you
alam
think?
mo, magandang question yan. Kasi si Myla talaga in and out of her game
Yes.
this season
Which is why we're asking. Tama.
Ako, dapat sa, super spike siya sa akin kasi
Okay.
dapat talaga na magkaroon siya ng monster game if they want to go to the final.
We're talking about Petro, Gazz,
Yes.
Angel, so of course. Mela,
So, anyway,
wala tayong commercial. Sorry. Diretso tayo sa'yo. Super Spike, Monster
I
Block.
covered the game yesterday.
Okay.
Kahapon yung best game ni
Best
Myla
game,
for me, di ba?
right.
So, paano ko yun kakontrahin? Siguro, Monster Block in a way na hindi siya magkakaroon ng monster performance bukas sa semis rather, kundi super monster performance. Yun na lang talaga yung masasabi ko. Nadagdagan ko na lang talaga.
Okay, yeah. Sa final siya magkakaroon.
Oo. Pero yun,
mo yung mga Tigers ang galing,
Ang
diba?
galing namin. Tita, up here, vertical up here.
Kita mo, galing umiwas, di ba? Tama.
Monster. Monster block
Okay.
kasi hindi lang monster, super monster.
But as fans, the three of us, we hope that Paila Pablo brings it in the
Siyempre.
semifinals kasi para bakbakan talaga yung laban. Okay, Chery Tiggo has finally found, kanino ba ako mauna? Sige, sa'yo.
Sige, sinyalan
Has
mo.
finally found its magic six. Alam mo naman, nagkapalitan ng mga starting six. Pati yung mga dating UST players sa sila Micah Ortiz na nalagay na at mukhang naging fixture na. What do you think? Super Spike or Monster Block?
Tita, sorry. Wala na talaga akong
Hula.
pang-back up dito. So, super spike ako dito. Kasi, I think when they finally gave Mike Ortiz and Shai Adorador yung permanent slot talaga in the starters, parang things changed for them. Especially si Shai Adorador. Parang siya talaga yung key factor nung nahanap nila yung groove nila. So, for me, it's super spike.
With apologies, daw,
Yeah.
Super Spike. Noted.
Gagamitin ko sana yung senior citizen pass ko para
Noted,
mauna ako.
noted ka, noted. Okay. Mosey.
Sino ba yan? 6 na yan?
Six
Sige,
is Mike Ortiz, Jaja Santiago, Shaya Dorador, Dindin Santiago Manabat, Mylene Pat, and Jasmine Nabor. Na was in and out
So,
there. What do you
sige,
think?
dahil ako ay Monster Block.
Okay.
Kasi wala kayong nilagay na libero dyan eh. Paano naman yun?
Nalusot,
Paano
nalusot.
naman tayo
Nakalusot!
sa defense?
Nakalusot! Okay.
Tataba ng utak.
Okay, nakalusot. Wait, but in all seriousness, we have to wrap up this segment, but this is going to be an exciting semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't wait to get it started. Mosey, of course, and Mela will be doing the games with me and all of our, of course, on-air panel. And we're going to be so excited. Thanks for rushing over, Mosey. Grabe. Just like Keeper, 30 and Danny, clutch na clutch talaga. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you also for avoiding the controversial stuff.
Ayan. Thank you, Boom. Thank you, Tito Mosey. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm Mela Tunay.
And I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.